Hey guys, so if you're having a lot of meetings for your AI automations agency or just any business in general, you're going to want to take a look at this app. It's called Otter AI and it's what I use personally for every single sales calls. It transcribes, highlights, summarizes key points whilst you're in the chat or in the conversation with the prospect, and also afterwards will give you stuff to follow up on. It has its own chat that its own GPT to ask questions to. So today I'm just going to show you what it does, its best features, how to set it up, how I use it, examples of conversations I've already had, and just give you tips on how you can boost your productivity. So this is what the homepage looks like. You can start for free. You get 300 free minutes, but just bear in mind that your meeting limit, I think, is 30 minutes. You can't have a meeting over 30 minutes, basically. But 300 minutes a month for someone who's doing a couple calls a week should be more than enough. So afterwards, after a call, you'll have an AI meeting assistant, and it will automate sending you meeting notes and summaries with action items using autopilot. So even if you're if you're in sales, you could use this, and it even uses a framework called BANT, which if you have been in sales before, you'll understand. It's budget, authority, need, and time. So as long as you've ask those questions and I've got an understanding of BANT from the sales call, it will show you the budget that they mentioned, the authority, the need, and the time frame in which they need it to be done, which is pretty cool. Then they've got Otter AI chat. So while you're actually in a meeting with someone, you can actually quickly type something out. What did they actually say about this? And it will go over and you can reiterate that back. If you've seen my sales call that I've done on the video I put up yesterday, you can see how useful and how much I use reiteration and mirroring in my sales calls. And you can have AI channels if you've got a team of people. That would be useful. It will auto join your meetings. So you just set it up within your calendar and it will just, once you start the meeting, it'll ask to join, and you just say to the prospect, I've got Otter here. He's my little note taker. Do you mind him being in and transcribing everything we say? At the end of the meeting, I can send it to you as well afterwards. So look, it says condense a 1 hour meeting into 30 seconds. It will give you a summary. You'll be able to capture the action items. So maybe if straight after the call you had another call and you forget what you had or what the action items were, you can just go back and it will tell you exactly what you were meant to do, what they were meant to get for you. So at the moment, personally, my use case is just for my sales calls. I think it really helps me remember what was said. I can ask them about the pain points that I asked them about. I can ask it to summarize quickly how the call went, what the action items were. I used to, when I worked in sales for a managed service provider, I used to just even ask it to, so I used to say, based off my company name, portfolio, what services or products would you advise speaking to this person on the next sales call? Because a lot of my calls were just sort of introductory. I'm here to help. I'm your account manager, But I'd also dive deep into their business and ask them discovery questions. But if I missed something, Otter Chat could then go back and say, he said this about, something technical that I didn't understand. This is what you might actually want to be selling them. He said he had something to do with some sort of security incident. You might want to sell them cyber essentials, something like that. You'll get sales insights, and this is what I mean by BANT, B-A-N-T. You can integrate it with Salesforce, HubSpot, Amazon S3, SharePoint. It's fairly annoying. It doesn't actually have its own API yet. I have asked support for it. I think people have been asking for a long time. It'd be so good if, once a meeting had finished, you could then send it to a webhook in Make.com or N8N and just have AI write something up and send something back straight away or something really cool like that. You could make some pretty cool workflows with a transcription. At the moment, I'd show you, but all you'd have to do is just export the transcript, which is doable, and then input that into Make.com and you can build out a workflow from there. But it would be cool if, it was some sort of webhook where instantly, once a meeting had finished, all action items, all sales insights, all the transcriptions were sent to a webhook. That'd be really cool. But unfortunately, it doesn't have that at the moment. So I'm going to log in and show you what it looks like when you're on the inside. So this is what it looks like on the inside. I've had this for about 1.5 years now. I then got rid of it as I was starting the business and keeping costs low. And then once the business started growing again, within a month, I was like, right, okay, I'll buy this back. And I ended up buying it for, I think it was about £100 for the year, which is an excellent price, I think, for a tool like this. And I'm not affiliated with these, by the way, not in the slightest. I just think this is genuinely a great tool. So you can see For an example, let's just go on this call I had here on Feb 20th. It has given me an overview here of everything. The insights, it says it's a trial at the moment, so they're obviously just starting to trial it, but it's decisions made, any issues and risks he might have, like objections and stuff like that. Next steps, what I was supposed to do, the questions that were discussed, the timeline that things were happening. So it looks like another form of Bant in a way. And then gives you the outline, so the challenges and changes that he's been having, his pain points. The transition, technological advancements. So these are sort of the issues and subjects that we were discussing during the conversation. And then you've got the Otter chat, where you can ask it anything about your conversations. You can do a search for any conversations, apps. Let's see what this is. So this is just things you can actually integrate with. If you haven't got if you haven't set it up to automatically join your meetings, you can just press this button at the top, record, and it will join. You just have to put in the URL of the meeting link and it will join straight away. You've got any meetings that you got coming up here, your calendar, action items. I don't think this is fully synced because I've got a few next week, so mine isn't fully synced. I do have to record. Sometimes I have it's got its own iOS app, so I just record it on there using the transcription. You can paste the meeting URL in there. For example, if you did want to export the transcript, you just go up here, export. It would just download as a TXT file. Well, that's pretty much it for what I use it for. There's a few more features, but how much does this actually cost, I suppose? So if you were to pay monthly, you can just get the free one if you're not having too many meetings, and you'd get 300 monthly transcription minutes, 30 minutes per conversation, and you can import and transcribe 3 audio and video files, lifetime per user. It will also transcribe in English, French, or Spanish. You can still have the Otter chat. So it does everything you really need. I'd say the only problem would be the 30 minutes per conversation. I think 300 monthly minutes is actually okay for someone that's just starting out and is maybe having a couple calls a week, if that. It's just the 30 minutes per conversation. If I were you and you were trying to, you're still trying to do things on a budget, I'd probably just start the conversation after that idle chit chat that happens at the beginning. As soon as you get talking and you're in the proper conversation, then you'd start the recording. Pro, which I think is probably what I have, it's $17 a month, or you can save 51% right now, which means it's $8.33 per month, which is a great deal. I'm not sure how much that works out to a year, probably around $100. You can have a conversation for 90 minutes, an hour and a half. You're not going to go over that really unless you're on a demo. Business and enterprise might not, and well, especially to my subscribers, probably doesn't refer to you or relate to you. But essentially, just give it a go, start it for free and see what you think. But that's a wrap. I do think this is going to be helpful for a lot of you, which is why I'm sharing it. I'm going to start sharing a lot of the tools and softwares that I use or have used to grow my business and that have helped me personally. So hit the like if you want to see more of them, and drop me a comment, and subscribe for more tools and softwares that I think are going to really help you. So cool. And I'll see you in the next one.